Today we're going to talk about the different methods and styles of homeschooling and what sets them apart. If you're new to homeschooling, or even if you've been at it for a while and want to explore something new, it can be a little overwhelming trying to sort through all the different names and philosophies. In this video, I'll explain each of the main homeschooling methods, help you understand how they all work, and I'll share some curriculum examples to go along with each one. And I will leave links in the video description below to all of the programs that I mentioned, so you can check them out for yourself. The first homeschooling style on our list is traditional homeschooling, which is also often called school at home. This homeschool method looks the most like a brick and mortar public or private school. Families usually follow a set schedule with specific times devoted to each subject. Children often work with textbooks, workbooks, or an online program while either sitting at the kitchen table or a desk. Parents act a lot like teachers, preparing and guiding the lessons, grading the work, and keeping the pace. The strength of this method is structure. You always know what comes next. This can be reassuring because it looks the most like what most of us are familiar with from our own schooling. The challenge is that it can feel rigid, and trying to match a school pace at home can often lead to burnout. It's also the most common with parents who have just started out with homeschooling, especially if they have recently pulled their kids out of public school. Curriculum examples include LifePack, which offers self-paced workbooks for grades K through 12, and Horizons, which provides brightly colored, spiral-laced lessons, especially strong in math and phonics through about 8th grade. Evan Moore also has some great homeschool packages, especially in the younger grades. For an online program, Time for Learning is a popular choice. It covers all the core subjects and tracks your child's progress. If you'd like to try it, my link in the description will give you $10 off your first month. Classical homeschooling is built on an old but proven approach to education called the trivium. This divides learning into 3 stages. The grammar stage, used in elementary years, focuses on memorizing facts and building a foundation. The logic stage in middle school emphasizes analysis, reasoning, and making connections. And the rhetoric stage in high school focuses on clear communication, persuasive writing, and public speaking. The strength of the classical method is that it encourages students to think deeply and communicate clearly. It is rigorous, and it tends to prepare children very well for higher education. The challenge is that it can feel demanding, and it might not fit every child's learning style. Curriculum examples include Veritas Press, which offers both print courses and an online academy with live and self-paced classes, and Memoria Press, known for its literature and Latin studies. Compass Classroom is also a great resource with many high-quality online courses. Next on our list is the Charlotte Mason method. This homeschooling style is gentle and literature-rich. Charlotte Mason believed that education is an atmosphere, a discipline, and a life. Instead of dry textbooks, children read what they call living books, written by authors who are deeply passionate about their subject. Lessons are short, usually about 15 minutes, and students get a lot of practice narrating back what they've learned instead of doing tests. Copy work and dictation are also used to build writing skills. Nature study and arts and crafts are also woven into daily life. The strength of this method is that it creates a love of learning and builds good habits alongside academics. The drawback is that it does require more parent involvement, especially doing all the read-alouds and guiding the narration. For resources, Sunlight and Bookshark are excellent literature-based programs that fit this style, although they're not true Charlotte Mason programs. A fully secular Charlotte Mason-inspired program is Blossom and Root, which blends nature, books, and creative projects in a modern way. For an online program, Ambleside Online is a great free resource that will guide you to provide a complete Charlotte Mason curriculum in your homeschool. People also seem to like Build Your Library and Simply Charlotte Mason. Montessori homeschooling is based on the idea that kids learn best through hands-on exploration and independence. Instead of lectures and textbooks, they use more hands-on manipulatives like math beads or wooden blocks and things like that. The learning environment is carefully prepared so that children can explore at their own pace. Parents serve more as guides rather than instructors. Montessori emphasizes self-correction, multi-age groupings, and allowing children to progress as they are ready. The strength with this method is independence and confidence. The challenge is that the Montessori materials can be costly and it takes effort to create this environment at home. For resources, Montessori by Mom and Montessori Outlet provide hands-on kits and materials. North American Montessori Center offers curriculum manuals for parents. And online, Earthschooling and Montessori Compass provide digital tools and lesson support. Waldorf homeschooling involves educating the whole child, head, heart, and hands. In the early years, formal academics are delayed while children focus on play, stories, rhythm, art, and music. Lessons often include painting, crafts, poetry, and nature walks alongside any academic work. Technology is often delayed with an emphasis on imagination and creativity instead. This method works well for families who want a slower, more artistic and holistic pace. The challenge is that it requires a lot of parent involvement and a commitment to hands-on, creative learning. Curriculum options include Oak Meadow, which is Waldorf inspired and offers both print and online courses, and Christophorus Homeschool Resources, which provides grade level guides. For online, Earthschooling offers a digital Waldorf-style curriculum with video lessons and teacher support. Unit studies center learning around one theme at a time. For instance, let's say that you decide to study the American Revolution. You might read biographies for literature. You might learn the timeline for history. You might write essays on key figures for language arts. And you might study the science and inventions of the time. So all of the subjects are connected back to the main theme. The strength of unit studies is how immersive and connected the learning feels. These work especially well for families with multiple children because they can all be learning the same theme even if they're at different levels. The challenge is just making sure that all of the basics are covered throughout the year. Examples include Gather Round Homeschool, which is a Christian unit study program designed for the whole family to learn together, and The Good and the Beautiful's history and science units, which can also be taught family style. There's also Moving Beyond the Page, which offers unit study lessons in both print and digital formats. Now, Unschooling takes a very different approach. Instead of following a set curriculum, parents let their children's interests guide the learning. Let's say a child is fascinated with dinosaurs. They might read books about dinosaurs or visit a museum with dinosaurs. They might watch documentaries about dinosaurs or draw pictures or build models. The learning just happens naturally as they explore. The strength of unschooling is that students can become deeply engaged in the subjects that they care about. These students often also develop strong problem-solving skills and independence. The drawbacks are that it requires a lot of trust and flexibility from parents, and depending on your state, you may still need to comply with testing or subject or portfolio requirements. Families who unschool usually pick from a lot of different resources rather than one curriculum. They might use YouTube, Khan Academy, the library, even video games. Some might enroll in a course on something like Outschool for specific interests. And finally, eventually, Many families often find themselves in eclectic homeschooling, which is also often called relaxed homeschooling. This isn't really a one formal method, but it's a mix and match approach. And this is what I'd say that we do in our homeschool. So parents would choose what works for each child in each subject and adjust as needed. Maybe one child really likes Horizons math. Maybe another child really enjoys a Charlotte Mason reading list. You might use an online program like Mystery Science or Study.com for your science curriculum. The strength of eclectic homeschooling is its flexibility. It allows you to customize the homeschooling for each child and make changes as you grow. The drawback is that there are so many choices out there, so it can take some trial and error to find the right fit. Families often use Evan Moore workbooks as supplements or combine programs like LifePack or The Good and the Beautiful with online resources like eSingapore Math or Night Zookeeper. This blending of styles and resources is what makes eclectic homeschooling so personal and adaptable. So those are the 8 main methods of homeschooling that I wanted to talk about. Each one definitely has its strengths and challenges. Most families end up trying a mix of different methods until they find what really sticks in their family. For me in my homeschool, I started out really thinking that we were going to unschool, and then I switched entirely in the other direction and thought that we would do an online homeschooling program, and finally ended up somewhere in the middle where we definitely do a mix of traditional curriculum with some online programs. We do a lot of nature programs and time out in nature, and it's just what has ended up working for us. If you do want to try an online homeschooling program, I do highly recommend Time for Learning. You can check my link in the video description for that $10 off coupon. And you'll also find links in the description for everything else that I mentioned today in this video. If you found this video helpful, I'd love it if you could give it a like or leave me a comment. I really do appreciate it. And I'd love to know, what method are you most drawn to, or what method are you currently using in your homeschool? So please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.